innovation? Okay, first of all, designers. Designers design stuff and products to satisfy the needs of the society. So whatever the society needs, the designers are there to make it and help them solve that problem. And according to the Oxford Dictionary, innovation means to make changes in something established, especially by introducing new methods or ideas or products. And innovation truly is this. It is to improve something that we already had or to create something new to satisfy the needs that we have. And when you think about innovation, what do you think? You can think innovation is great, and you can think how it is really positive and how it has brought technology to the advanced stage it is now. And though this is all true, I am here to talk about the negative aspects of innovation. So, the first thing is consumerism. In the modern days, companies achieve the perfect balance between innovation, profitability, and customer engagement through consumerism. We live with an already incorporated idea of consuming. So we shop all the time. We always go to malls and we shop everything we see. And when we go to mall, even if we don't purchase anything, we are always seeing new stuff and products that are being released by companies. And the media also. The media is always telling us to buy things. They are always telling us that new products have come out through their publicity and their advertisements, in posters, in TV, computers, and everywhere. And with all this constant manipulation from the consumers for us, we are like we have like expectations to see new products that come out, and with this, companies have like pressure to create new things. So, for example, in the Iron Man movie, there's 3D computers that come out of the screens and they're touch and they're like really incredible. So we as consumers see that and we want that. So the companies are in a constant pressure of making this because we want it, so they have to make it for us. We as being the demanding. So we have like this need to keep up with technology and the world that surrounds us and have the same like products that everyone else has. So we buy things because we think they give us self-esteem and identity. So all this takes me to planned obsolescence. Planned obsolescence is the desire for the consumer to own something newer, better, and sooner than it is necessary. It is a way that companies use to shorten the life cycle of their products in order to make them obsolete and make the product like die, and then the consumer is forced to buy a new product, so the companies have more profit out of it. So there are several ways in which companies make products obsolete. One way is to make the product pull a trigger and break, like for example printers. There are some printers that are just designed to stop working after 3,000 copies, for example, and when they break, when you go to repair them, it gets to the point where repairing it is more expensive than buying a new one. So you end up buying a new printer. And it also happens with the ink. Like after several packages of ink, it would have been cheaper to buy a new printer that already included ink instead of buying more ink for the printer you already had. Another way that companies use to make their products obsolete is through the release of new innovations that make the last innovation seems useless. And the perfect example for this is Apple, with all their constant innovations of iPods, iPhones, iPads, and everything. So here's a table which shows all the development of their products. So there's been a lot in a very few years, and the changes between them are not really revolutionary. So they just release them because we have our minds have been manipulated by them, and when they release a new one, we think that is like the new fashion thing, and we want it to be like everyone else and be in fashion, and we don't want to have the last one because that is like old and it's not used anymore. And also what Apple uses is that with their operating systems, the OS they have, as the new innovations of the OS come out, they stop working with old products. So if you have like an old iPhone or iPod, it doesn't work with the new innovations of their operating systems. So you have like an old iPod that doesn't work anymore with the operating system, and you can't update it, and you don't have like several applications and features that new iPods have. And also the battery and the memory, when you can't open an iPod, it's like it can't be opened. So if you finish up your memory or if the battery stops working, you can't really repair it, so you have to buy a new one. Okay, and also another technique that, well, companies have been making this since the 20s when it was first created, planned obsolescence, and they make it to win more profit out of products. For example, when nylon was first created, it was really resistant, and women would only need one pair of tights for their whole life to wear because they would never break or anything. But since companies wouldn't sell as much, they went back and made the design weaker so that a woman would need to buy one and then it break and then buy another one, and they would have more profit. And this also happens with the light bulb. The first light bulbs made were really durable, and there's light bulbs made like from a long time ago that still work now, but companies wouldn't sell as much, so they reduced the hours that the light bulbs lasted to win more money. So we consume one product at a time, we dispose it, and then we buy another one. And with all these things that we buy, we have like a lot of accumulation of stuff in our house. So we have all these things that we don't want and that are only occupying space for new things we want to buy. So what do? We dispose them. And the amount of technological waste disposed is really impressive. And it only ends up in third world countries like Ghana, in which some companies dispose their technological waste in there. And it's not really fair because it's someone else's home and we are polluting it. So yes, the technological waste is really impressive, and it's polluting lands and rivers from other people that could use the products but can't because they don't even work anymore. So what should we do? Is there a way to stop this over-consumerism and this planned obsolescence? Well, I think companies wouldn't be very happy to make it because they would win much less money out of the products, but we should recycle and follow the example of some companies, like also Apple. Even though all the massive planned obsolescence they use, they have a program in which if you give them your iPod or your Apple device that you don't want anymore or that it doesn't work, they take it, recycle it, and they take 10% off of your next purchase. So I think we should try to recycle and try to reduce all the waste we have created and try to see a logic way, like through this planned obsolescence and consumerism. Because if we don't, we are going to end up with a highly polluted world and no resources for new innovations. Thank you.